Imagine a country in the heart of West Africa suddenly being linked to one of Russia's most famous missile systems, Burkina Faso. A country that has often made headlines because of the security crisis in the Sahel is now reportedly said to have received Iskander-M missiles from Russia. The news immediately sounds shocking, not simply because Burkina Faso has been strengthening its military cooperation with Russia, but because the name being mentioned is Iskander, a missile system widely regarded as one of the most important precision strike capabilities in Russia's arsenal. The claim that Burkina Faso has received dozens of Iskander-M missiles has not been independently and convincingly confirmed. So at this stage, we are discussing an unverified report, not an established fact. Now, the question is, if this report were true, why would it be so significant? The answer lies in the capabilities of the Iskander system itself. Iskander is a tactical missile system designed to engage high-value targets at extended ranges. This is not a weapon that can simply arrive and immediately become operational without a substantial support structure. There are launch vehicles, support vehicles, command systems, communications equipment, logistics, maintenance, and of course, specially trained personnel. So when we hear the phrase dozens of missiles, we are not simply talking about several containers arriving at a military base. Burkina Faso has indeed been undergoing major changes in its defense relationships. In recent years, the government in Ouagadougou has moved closer to Russia while reducing its dependence on several Western partners. Russia, meanwhile, has become increasingly active in developing security relationships with countries across the Sahel. The presence of Russia's Africa Corps in Burkina Faso is one indication of this growing security relationship. This has made military cooperation between the two countries an increasingly important development to watch. But does that growing relationship automatically mean Burkina Faso has received Iskander-M missiles? Not necessarily. Russia operates various missile systems and configurations, and systems used by the Russian military are not necessarily identical to equipment that can be supplied to foreign partners. Therefore, if visual evidence of such missiles were to emerge, analysts would still need to carefully examine the launchers, support vehicles, system configuration, and other identifying characteristics. But let's imagine another scenario. What if the report actually turns out to be true? If confirmed, Burkina Faso's military capabilities could gain a significant new dimension. Until now, attention surrounding Burkina Faso's military has largely focused on ground operations and the fight against armed groups across the Sahel. The introduction of a long-range tactical missile capability would create an entirely different strategic capability. However, it is important not to misunderstand what this means. Possessing missiles would not automatically make Burkina Faso the dominant military power in West Africa. Military strength is not determined by missile numbers alone. There are also intelligence, surveillance, communications, logistics, air defense, training, command and control systems, and the ability to maintain such sophisticated equipment over the long term. So if Iskander systems really were introduced, the next question would become even more interesting. How would Burkina Faso integrate such a capability into its military structure? And of course, neighboring countries would be watching closely. The Sahel is already an extremely sensitive region. Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, and surrounding countries are experiencing rapid geopolitical changes. Russia is becoming increasingly visible in the region, while the traditional influence of Western powers is facing growing challenges. Because of this, any transfer of strategic weapons from Russia to a Sahel country could potentially trigger political and security reactions. But once again, caution is essential. In the age of social media, a photograph of a military vehicle can easily be accompanied by a claim that a particular missile system has been delivered to a specific country.